This is The Scoop for Wednesday.
I'm Megan Bowman with the WMNF News headlines. COVID-19 cases continue to rise in Florida, while state vaccine levels are at an all-time low. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the current subvariant is highly transmissible, but doesn't cause a severe infection to most people as it stays in the upper respiratory system. However, the combination of high transmission and low vaccine rates is a concerning trend for Dr. Cindy Prinz, who's an epidemiologist at the University of Central Florida.
If you have more transmissible and more variants that are a little bit more scary in terms of health outcomes, that people, have this mindset of, I don't need the vaccine. And I think that's where we potentially run into a problem and a concern.
The CDC advises that all persons 6 months old to 64 years old should receive one vaccine a year. Those older than 65 and those with immune deficiencies should receive it twice a year. The Florida Department of Health disagrees and advises only those over the age of 65 or in a risk group to get the vaccine. The CDC disputes these claims. Federal and state data show ER visits for COVID-19 are also on the rise nationwide. Florida's Division of Elections data shows as of yesterday, more than 717,000 voters have cast ballots. Just over 7,000 of those have been cast at early voting sites and the rest through vote by mail. About 305,000 Republicans have so far cast their ballot compared to about 293,000 Democrats, and about 120,000 unaffiliated and third-party votes have been cast. Early voting started Monday in some counties and will go statewide Saturday until August 17th, with some counties holding early voting the 18th as well. The primary is on August 20th. Vice President Kamala Harris has picked Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate. WMNF's Chris Young reports Harris's pick has taken shots at Florida.
Democratic Governor Walz criticized laws signed by Governor Ron DeSantis during Minnesota's State of the State address last year.
Look, I'm only the governor of this great state. It's not up to me how folks in those places, folks like Florida, go about their business. But I got to tell you, I'm pretty glad we do it our way here and not that way.
He said other governors boast about freedom in their states, but in reality, the laws passed are restricting it.
They're banning books in their schools. We're banishing hunger from ours.
Walz is a vocal supporter of abortion rights and a military veteran. He was elected chair of the Democratic Governors Association in December. In a statement, Trump campaign press secretary Caroline Leavitt called Walz dangerously liberal. Chris Young, WMNF News, Tampa.
Pinellas County Sheriff Bob Gualtieri announced the arrest of Clearwater police officer Frederick Lees at a press conference yesterday. The detective, who was also president of a union representing hundreds of Clearwater officers, was arrested on 8 felony public corruption charges and is accused of helping in an elaborate multi-million-dollar drug trafficking organization.
Lees, especially as a union president, is supposed to be looking out for cops, not putting them in harm's way. Lees was supposed to be getting drugs off the streets, not protecting drug traffickers so that they could sell more drugs. And Lees has betrayed everything that a law enforcement officer stands for. At the end of the day, he's a corrupt cop who needs to go to prison.
Lees has been placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of the Clearwater Police Department's internal investigation. Hurricane Debby made landfall Monday morning near Steinhatchee as a Category 1 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 80 miles per hour. Rural Taylor County last August also took the brunt of Idalia, which made landfall in Keaton Beach. While the state starts recovery efforts, Governor Ron DeSantis described Idalia and Debby as night and day, with far less debris this year. Still, while Debby wasn't as destructive as Idalia, DeSantis says that doesn't lessen the impact on people who have gone through both.
To then have another storm come through as you're still picking up the pieces, even if it wasn't as powerful, it's almost like salt in the wound, so it can be demoralizing.
Nearly a year ago, Linda Wicker found her waterfront restaurant covered in 6 feet of mud and marsh grass after Idalia slammed into Taylor County. The Category 4 storm required 4 months of cleanup and repairs to reopen Roy's Restaurant, which sits along the Steinhatchee River. On Tuesday, Wicker said she plans to reopen her family business tomorrow. Flooding is expected over the next few days, which could affect homes and businesses across northern and central Florida. I'm Megan Bowman with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.